What's going on? That's the question even my kids are asking me, who are a big Ravens fan. Are you kidding me? And I have a son who's a great Bernard Pollard fan, who on his screensaver has Bernard Pollard's hit on the running back from the Patriots during the AFC Championship. And so I'll try to explain. Some of the departures are easy. Matt Burke and Ray Lewis decided that was it. And we'll miss both of those players, not only for their play on the field, but obviously for their leadership, too. We think we have a player right away for Matt Burke, Gino Gradkowski, who was a fourth-round pick last year. His brother, in fact, just signed with the Steelers yesterday to be their backup quarterback. And Gino, I think, will be a long-time player in this league, and he'll be a starter. He's 2 rounds ahead of Matt Burke, who was a 6th-rounder when he was taken. Ray Lewis, we don't have a replacement for right away. But inside linebackers, frankly, are a little bit easier to find. Finding one like Ray Lewis will never happen again. My belief is, and it's based on conversations with guys like Mike Nolan, who was the head coach of the 49ers, our former defensive coordinator, now the defensive coordinator down in Atlanta, whose father is Mike Nolan, who the coach for the 49ers way back when, and the former New York Giant back in the Tom Landry and Vince Lombardi days of coaching, and Allie Sherman as the head coach. But Mike believes, and he told me this, and Jack Del Rio, a former head coach, now the defensive coordinator for the Broncos, that Ray Lewis is the greatest defensive player ever. And those two helped convince me that he is. And the reason they believe that is that if you say Gino Marchetti is the greatest defensive player ever, well, you could run away from Gino, because Gino's going to be lined up there, and you're going to know he's there. Reggie White lined up there, but with Ray Lewis, he's in the middle of the field. And there were years when teams did not throw screen passes against us because they couldn't beat Ray. Ray would read it so fast because he studied, but secondly, he was so quick that he would get to the backfield and break them all up. He was still doing that late in his career. And side to side, you couldn't sweep the Ravens for years because Ray Lewis could get side to side. Lawrence Taylor, what did the teams do when they played Lawrence Taylor? They ran away from him. So you could run away from guys you could argue are the greatest players in the world. Then if you in the history league, then you go back to Chuck Bednarik, or Joe Schmidt or Ray Nitschke. Well, those guys frankly couldn't run like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis ran like a safety early in his career. He didn't run like a safety, as we saw in the Super Bowl in his last season. And that's one of the reasons, frankly, Bernard Pollard is not here. The game's changing. It's getting faster. Teams are trying to run 70, 80 offensive plays a game, and they're isolating your slower players. So what did the 49ers do against us in that second half when they scared all of us? They went right at 52 and right after Bernard Pollard. And so the whole world saw that. You saw it. The other coaches certainly saw that. So we think we have to get younger and faster in our secondary, and that's one of the reasons that Bernard Pollard, or the main reason he's not here. And he saves us $1 million, and we'll be able to get a young player that maybe can help us on special teams a little bit.